Good morning all. In this class we will discuss about first unit in transmission lines and RF systems, and the topics to be covered are general theory of transmission lines, general solutions, input impedance, open and short circuited lines. First let us see what is definition for a transmission line. The electrical lines which are used to transmit the electrical waves along them are called transmission line, and the transmission line theory is a theory of propagation of electric waves along the transmission lines. For example, telephone cable, high frequency transmission lines, power lines. These are all examples for transmission line, coaxial line, two-wire line. These are all some examples of transmission line. The transmission line parameters are resistance, conductance, inductance and capacitance. These are all called the primary constants, and they are distributed along the length of the transmission line. The transmission line analysis includes the finding of current and voltage at any point along the length of the line when unknown voltage is continuously applied at what end. That is finding of current and voltage at any point along the length of the transmission line. This is called the transmission line analysis. And the end to which the voltage is applied is called the sending end, and the end at which we are receiving the signals is called the receiving end of the transmission line. And the types of this figure shows the types of the transmission line. This A shows the coaxial line, this B shows the two-wire line, C planar line, D wire above conducting plane, and E is the microstrip line. Generally it consists of two conductors with this two-wire line. Say for example this two-wire line consists of two parallel conductors with a dielectric material with dielectric inside as an insulator. Similarly, in a coaxial cable there is an inner conductor and there is an outer conductor. A transmission line basically consists of two or more parallel conductors with dielectric in between, and is used to connect the source to the load. The transmission line usually connects source and a load. The source may be a hydroelectric generator, in which case the load is a factory, or it may be a transmitter, in which case it connects to an antenna, and an oscillator, in which case it connects to an oscilloscope. Okay, the source may be a transmitter, an oscillator, or hydroelectric generator. Typical transmission lines include coaxial cable, two-wire line, parallel plate or planar line, a wire above conducting plane, and microstrip line. The characteristic impedance of a uniform transmission line is defined as the ratio of amplitudes of voltage and current of a single wave propagating along the line. So the characteristic impedance is defined as the ratio of voltage to current along the line. Okay, it may be defined as the input impedance of the transmission line when its length is infinite. That means when the length is infinite, the input impedance is equal to the characteristic impedance. The characteristic impedance is related to the transmission line parameters by Z0 equal to root of R plus j omega L by G plus j omega C. Now coming to the attenuation and phase constants, attenuation constant alpha is denoted by alpha and indicates the rate at which the signal gets attenuated along the line. The phase constant beta indicates the rate at which the phase of the signals gets changed along the line. Gamma equal to alpha plus j beta, which is given by square root of R plus j omega L into G plus j omega C, where gamma is the propagation constant. Okay, that means attenuation constant is the rate at which the signal gets attenuated, and the phase constant indicates the rate at which the phase of the signal gets changed along the line. Let us say, take on an example, find the characteristic impedance of a line at 1600 Hz if ZOC, open circuit impedance, is 750 ohms angle minus 30, and a short circuit impedance is 600 angle minus 20. So the formula to calculate is ZO equal to root of ZOC into ZSC. So the answer comes to 670 with angle minus 25 ohms. Next, coming to the propagation constant, it is defined as the natural logarithmic ratio of the sending end current to the receiving end current. That is gamma equal to Ln. Ln stands for the natural logarithmic. Is by Ir, ratio of sending end current to the receiving end current. And it is related to the line parameters by square root of R plus j omega L into G plus j omega C. The line parameters are resistance, conductance, capacitance and inductance, which are called the primary constants. The secondary constants are the characteristic impedance Z0 and the propagation constant gamma. Let us derive the general solution for transmission line. As we know, a transmission line is a circuit with distributed parameters, not lumped parameters, with distributed parameters throughout the transmission line. Hence, the method of analysis of such circuit is different from the analysis of circuit with lumped parameters. We should have a different method of analysis. The general solution of transmission line includes expressions for current and voltage at any point along the length of the transmission line. having uniformly distributed constants. So let us describe the primary constants as R, L, C, G. Series resistance, which units is ohms per unit length. Series inductance, units is Henry per unit length. Capacitance between the conductors, farads per unit length. G is the shunt leakage conductance between the conductors, and the units is mhos per unit length. Omega L is the series reactance per unit length. Omega C is the shunt susceptance in mhos per unit length. And impedance is Z equal to R plus J omega L, and Y equal to G plus J omega C is the shunt admittance. Okay. Considering these parameters, also let S equal to the distance up to point of consideration measured from receiving end, and I is the current in the line at any point. E is the voltage between the conductors at any point. So here E is the voltage between the conductors at any point, and I is the current in the line at any point. And we have to find these two, that is voltage at any point and I, current at the any point. Okay. So this shows as an infinitesimal T section of a long line, small T section of a long line. That is, ZDS is the impedance and YDS is the incremental admittance, and the incremental current flowing through is DI, and the signal source is ES. Receiving impedance is ZR. So the elemental voltage drop in the length ds is dE equal to IZ ds. So bringing this dE by ds equal to IZ. The leakage current flowing through the shunt admittance is dI equal to EY ds, dI by ds equal to EY. Equation number 1, 2. Differentiate equations 1 and 2 with respect to S, we get d square E by ds square equal to Z into dI by ds, and d square I by ds square equal to Y into dE by ds. This is because both E and I are functions of S. S is the distance. D square E by ds square equal to Z into, replace dI by ds with EY. So here we have dI by ds equal to EY. Substituting this, here we have Z EY, and d square I by ds square equal to Y IZ. Equation number 3 and 4. Replace the operator d by ds by m. So we have here d by ds is replaced with m. So we have m square into E. So we have m square minus zy into E equal to 0. So here we will be having m square E equal to Z EY. Bringing to this side, we will be having m square minus zy into E equal to 0. And the solution for this is m equal to, so bringing this m square minus zy equal to 0, m square equal to zy, and m equal to plus or minus root zy. So this is also with regard to the current equation. So solving this current equation also, we will be obtaining the same result as m equal to plus or minus root zy. So the general solution of the equations of E and I are E equal to, so finding the solution of this equation will result in E equal to A into e power root zys plus B into e power minus root zys, equation number 6, and I equal to C e power root zys plus D e power minus root zys. A, B, C and D are arbitrary constants of integration. So as the distance is measured from the receiving end, so the distance, you remember the distance is measured from the receiving end. So S equal to 0 indicates the receiving end. Okay, so at S equal to 0, E equal to ER and I equal to IR. Substituting the solution, substitute this in the solution. So here you substitute S equal to 0. So this term will also become 0. So E equal to A plus B and I equal to C plus B. Mark this as equation A8B. Now by differentiating the equation 6 and 7 with respect to S. So here equation number 6 differentiated with respect to S. So dE by ds equal to A into root zy e power root zys plus B into minus root zy e power minus root zys. Similarly di by ds. So we are arriving at two equations. So but also we know that dE by ds equal to IZ and di by ds equal to EY from our previous equations. So substituting this here, substituting instead of dE by ds with IZ, we have IZ equal to A root zy e power root zys minus B root zy e power minus root zy. Yes, equation number 9. Similarly, we are arriving at equations 10. So you bring this z here. So I equal, we are arriving at two expressions for I and E as equation number 11 and 12. Okay. So we are dividing by z here. Okay. So I and E we are arriving at, which is given by A root y by z e power root zys minus B root y by z e power minus root zy. Yes, equation number 11 and 12. Now use S equal to 0. Now in equation number 11 and 12 substitute S equal to 0. So we are getting and E equal to ER and I equal to IR, because the distance is measured from the receiving end. Okay. So IR equal to A root of y by z minus B root of y by z. So let it be equation 13a, and ER equal to C root of Z by Y minus D root of Z by Y. Let it be equation 13b. So these four equations, so here we have two equations, that is ER equal to A plus B, IR equal to C plus D, and here we have two equations for IR and ER. So these four equations are to be solved for the values of constants A, B, C and D. So while solving, you use these relationships, that is ZR equal to ER by IR and Z not equal to root of Z by Y. So use these two equations. So now IR equal to, so here we substitute root of Y by Z equal to Z by 1 by Z now. So we have A by Z naught minus B by Z naught. So IR equal to A minus B by Z naught. Similarly here C Z naught minus D Z naught. So ER equal to C minus D into Z naught. So we are arriving at these two equations. Similarly, so you use these four equations. Use these equations and solve. So previously we have A plus B equal to ER and A minus B equal to IR Z naught. Okay, so 2A equal to ER plus IR Z naught. So we have found it as A equal to half ER into 1 plus Z naught by ZR. Similarly, we are arriving at B equal to ER by 2 into 1 minus Z naught by ZR, and C equal to IR by 2 into 1 plus ZR by Z naught, and D equal to IR by 2 into 1 minus ZR by Z naught. So we are arriving at four equations for A, B, C and D. Now you substitute in the expressions for I and E. So now you substitute this expression for A. For instead of A you substitute this, and instead of B you substitute this, C you substitute this, and D you substitute this. And why substitute? And after substituting, you remember you multiply this with Z. It is ZR by Z naught. So ZR by Z naught. So you will be arriving at these expressions for 18 and 19 as the general solutions of the differential equations. These two equations are very, very important. So up to this we have to derive for the general solution of differential equations. So E equal to ER by 2, 1 plus Z naught by ZR e power root ZYS plus 1 minus Z naught by ZR e power minus root ZYS. Similarly, I equal to IR by 2 into 1 plus ZR by Z naught e power root ZYS plus 1 minus ZR by Z naught into e power minus root ZYS. So taking LCM and taking ZR, so next we will process for simplification. So ZR plus ZR by ZR out. So you take this LCM as ZR and take this term outside. So you will be arriving at this equation. Similarly, expressions for I, we are arriving at equation number 20 and 21. So these equations 20 and 21 is the general solution of transmission line in different form. So in this is the general format of general solution of the transmission line equations. That is E equal to ER into ZR plus Z0 by 2ZR into this exponential terms. Okay. Another way of representing the equations is, so we can also simplify this as you multiply this exponential term, each and every term with the inside, and group them as e power root z plus e power minus root by 2, group them accordingly, and this we can replace it with cos h gamma, gamma, that is root zy is gamma, cos h gamma s, and this we can replace it with sin h gamma s. Okay, so we are arriving at ER cos h root zys plus IR znr sin h root zys. Similarly, I equal to IR cos h root zys plus ER by znr sin h root zys. This is another way of representation where root zy is equal to gamma. So these are the expressions, and if x is the distance measured from the sending end, if you are measured, now so far we have calculated from the receiving end, if you measure the distance from the sending end, we can write it as E, instead of ER we have put ES cos h gamma x minus IS. IR, instead of IR I am putting IS. IS is not sin h gamma x, and I equal to IS cos h gamma x minus ES by Z naught sin h gamma x. So x is the distance measured from the sending end, and S is the distance measured from the receiving end. So these are the general solution of transmission line. And what is the physical significance of general solution? Now you substitute, so if you want to sending end current, the whole length of the transmission line is L. So you substitute S equal to L. Okay. So if you substitute S equal to L, we can write ES equal to ER cos h gamma L plus IR Z naught sin h gamma L, and similarly expression for IS, equation number 1 and 2, and replace ZR equal to ER by IR. So here IS equal to IR cos h gamma L plus, instead of ER I am replacing it with ZR IR. So ZR IR. So here you will be having ZR by Z naught IR sin h gamma L. Taking IR outside, you will be having this. and IS by IR when you calculate, but if the line is terminated